normally, rather than this sort of internet hunt and secrecy and desire to has caused all of this confusion. Find the real Lily, which actually is really horrible.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have reacted to deeply distasteful remarks about them and their children Archie and Lilibet. Royal expert Mark Dolan, while speaking on the Royalist podcast, has warned Prince William and Kate Middleton regarding a rival royal court in UK when they will become the King and Queen in future. The royal expert warned the Prince and Princess of Wales regarding rival royal court if Meghan Markle and Harry return to Britain. Mark Dolan said that the California-based couple's possible return to the UK could bring fresh challenges for Prince William. He went on saying, Meghan and Harry will make life a misery for King William and Queen Catherine. And Archie and Lily, when they're teenagers and young adults, I predict will make life a misery for George, Charlotte, and Louis. Commenting on the royal expert's remarks, the spokesperson for Meghan and Harry labeled the comments deeply distasteful. The Daily Express UK quoted the representative as saying, "There is a fundamental difference between criticizing public figures and choosing to demonize two young children who have done absolutely nothing to warrant it. To speculate that Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will one day make life a misery for their cousins is an extraordinary and irresponsible thing to say about children. We are genuinely disgusted by these comments." The spokesperson further emphasized that adults should keep children out of disputes and not portray them as future rivals. They added that most people see it as a line which simply should not be crossed. There are moments in royal coverage that stop you cold, not because of a grand ceremony or a state visit, but because of something far more personal, far more raw. What you're about to hear is one of those moments. Someone made remarks about two children, remarks so cutting and so racially charged that even those accustomed to the brutal theater of royal gossip were taken aback. And the response from Harry and Meghan was not measured or diplomatic. It was fierce. It was immediate. And it has reopened every wound this family has been trying, very publicly, to pretend has healed. To understand why this particular incident landed with such force, you have to go back to the beginning. When Meghan Markle married Prince Harry in May 2018, there was a genuine wave of excitement across Britain and beyond. Here was a biracial American woman, an actress, a divorcee, entering one of the most tradition-bound institutions in the world. The wedding at Windsor was watched by hundreds of millions of people. For a brief, shining moment, it felt like the monarchy was stepping into the 21st century. But behind the scenes, palace insiders have long suggested the reality was considerably more complicated. Sources close to the couple have consistently maintained that Meghan faced a level of scrutiny within certain royal circles that went far beyond the normal adjustment period any new royal might experience. The institution, famously slow to change, was reportedly struggling with exactly what her presence represented. There were whispered conversations, according to accounts that have since entered the public domain, about the appearance of any future children. And when Meghan was pregnant with their first child, Archie, reports emerged that certain members of the extended royal world had expressed what can only be described as anxiety about the color of the baby's skin. Harry and Meghan addressed this directly in their landmark interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. They did not name names. They were deliberate about that. But they made clear that conversations had taken place, that concerns had been raised within palace circles about what Archie would look like, and that this had caused Meghan profound distress during an already vulnerable period in her life. The palace, for its part, issued a carefully worded response saying the recollections varied. That phrase, "recollections may vary," became one of the defining lines of that entire episode. Britain argued about it for weeks. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was born in May 2019. His sister, Lilibet Diana, named after both the late Queen and the couple's mother, was born in California in June 2021 after Harry and Meghan had already stepped back from royal duties and relocated to the United States. Both children have largely been kept out of the public eye, which is itself a deliberate choice by parents who have made clear they want their children to have something approaching a normal life, free from the relentless media attention that Harry himself has described as a driving force behind his decision to leave. So that is the context. Two children at the center of a deeply fractured family story. A mother who has spoken openly about the racial dimensions of her experience within the institution. A father who walked away from one of the most privileged positions in the world because he says it was destroying the people he loves. Into that already charged atmosphere, someone decided to make remarks. Remarks that sources close to Harry and Meghan have described as deeply distasteful. Remarks about Archie and Lilibet specifically. The details of exactly what was said and by whom remain at time of recording, subject to legal sensitivities that I want to be careful about navigating responsibly. What I can tell you is what the response has been, because that response is unmistakable and it tells its own story. Representatives for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex confirmed that the couple were made aware of the remarks and reacted with what sources describe as genuine anger and hurt. This was not a case of palace machinery spinning up a carefully calibrated response. By all accounts, this came from a place of real emotion. Harry and Meghan are many things, but when it comes to their children, they have made it consistently and unmistakably clear that they will not absorb insults quietly. Palace insiders have noted that the characterization of the remarks as deeply distasteful is unusually strong language for official statements from the Sussex camp. They choose their words carefully. When they deploy language like that, they mean it to land, and it does. There is also the matter of timing. This comes at a point when the relationship between Harry and the rest of the royal family is, to put it generously, delicate. Harry's memoir Spare dropped in January 2023 and contained revelations that by any measure were seismic. His Netflix documentary series with Meghan had aired the previous month. The family has been navigating a kind of Cold War ever since, with occasional thaws, occasional fresh hostilities, and very little in the way of genuine resolution. And then someone chose to say something about the children. About Archie and Lilibet, the turning point in this story, the moment that shifted it from background noise to front-page urgency, was the decision to go public. Harry and Meghan could have absorbed this privately. They could have addressed it through back channels, through intermediaries, through the kind of quiet diplomatic maneuvering that royal circles have elevated to an art form. They chose not to. They chose to make clear through their representatives and through the language they authorized that this was not acceptable, that they considered the remarks an attack on their children, and that they intended to say so out loud. That decision, sources suggest, was not taken lightly. There are always consequences when you go public within this particular ecosystem. You invite scrutiny, you invite counter-narrative, you invite the very media circus that the couple have said they wanted to escape. But on the question of their children, Harry and Meghan appear to have made a calculation that silence would be interpreted as tolerance, and tolerance was something they were not prepared to offer. The immediate reaction in royal circles, according to accounts from those familiar with palace dynamics, was a mixture of embarrassment and defensiveness. No institution wants a headline that involves distasteful remarks about children. The monarchy, already navigating a complicated post-Queen Elizabeth landscape under King Charles, does not need this particular story. And yet here it is. Sources indicate that there were urgent conversations at senior levels about how to respond, or more precisely, whether to respond and in what register. What makes this moment particularly significant is what it reveals about where things actually stand between Harry and the institution. There had been some tentative signs in the months before this that a degree of rapprochement might be possible. King Charles has spoken in general terms about wanting family unity. Harry attended his father's coronation in May 2023, though Meghan did not. The couple appeared to be maintaining a kind of cautious distance rather than active warfare. This incident, whatever its precise origins, has complicated that picture considerably. For Meghan especially, the reports suggest this landed as a confirmation of something she has been saying since the Oprah interview. That the challenges she faced were not incidental, not a matter of misunderstanding, but something more structural. That her children, who are half black, half American, and living in California far from the corridors of Windsor and Buckingham Palace, are still not immune from the attitudes she encountered when she first arrived in this world. Harry, for his part, has staked his entire post-royal identity on the claim that he left to protect his family. Every time something like this happens, it becomes, in a sense, a retrospective justification for that decision. Sources close to him indicate he views incidents like this not with satisfaction at being proved right, but with a kind of exhausted grief at the fact that the thing he feared is still happening. What does this mean for the monarchy going forward? That is the question I keep returning to. King Charles has built his early reign around a vision of a slimmer, more focused institution, one that is modern enough to survive the scrutiny of a skeptical public. But the Sussex situation remains a live wire. It does not resolve. It does not quietly disappear. Every incident like this one reignites the debate about what the royal family actually represents, about who it is for, about whether it has genuinely reckoned with the questions Meghan raised or simply waited for them to go away. Archie and Lilibet are children. They are growing up in California, largely shielded from all of this by parents who want something better for them than the institution offered. And yet remarks were made about them, remarks their parents found deeply distasteful. That tells you something important about the distance this family still has to travel and about whether the journey is one they are willing to make together.